Let me say welcome to the All-American Institute of Medical Sciences, School of Allied Healthcare and School of Medicine graduation ceremony for 2022. Put your hands together a little bit, please. The School of Allied Healthcare program offerings are pharmacy technician, medical assistant, surgical technician, phlebotomy technician, and the dialysis technician. At the two campuses, Kingston and Mandeville, under the name of AAIMS Alliance Health Division. The School of Medicine's program offerings are Associate Degree in Health Sciences, Bachelor's Degree in Health Sciences, and Doctor of Medicine. Today, as we are gathered here, we are here to celebrate with the graduates from all programs across all campuses here this afternoon in Kingston. And at this time, I won't keep you waiting anymore. We will now have the entrance, the processional of the head table right at this time. Mr. Music. First up, we'll have Dr. Vishwanathan Pathula, President. Next, followed by, keep it going, Dr. Peter Ornifer, Executive Dean. Next, Dr. Maurice D. Smith, JP, Registrar, Chief Administrative Officer, the University of the West Indies, and Chair, AAIMS Board of Advisory. Next, we have Dr. Ram Chalisani, Founder and Executive Director. Then we have, ladies and gentlemen, next, the Honorable Floyd Green, Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister. Next we have His Excellency, Mr. Rongsung Masakwi, High Commissioner of India to Jamaica. Next in line, we'll have Miss Julia Edwards, Senior Education Officer in the Ministry of Youth and Information. Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, sorry. Then we'll have next, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Paula Diamante, Chief Academic Officer. We are not done. There is one very important person name not called on this list. Forgive me, please. The Honorable, I guess we leave the best for last. The Honorable Mrs. Audrey Sewell, Permanent Secretary, OJ, CD, JP, Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, and the Office of the Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, give a resounding round of applause. This time, let us all stand. No, let's not stand yet. Let us keep it seated for a little bit. Thank you. You may be seated for a while. Thank you. At this time, we'll have the entrance of the graduates this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the things why you're here, as we celebrate with them. And we begin with the School of Allied Healthcare. From the program Pharmacy Technician. And you'll notice, you'll identify them as their cape is red. outstanding, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome them as they make their way, make their entrance.
I'm on the sun. Oh, we're winning right now, you winning. Say we're winning right now. Then forget that trophy to what we living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. On Thanksgiving right now. Cause we're winning right now, yeah. I'm winning. Learn from the elves. Turn them in a medal in a trophy and belts. Every day you see we with them on our next film. Break records like we crack the shells. And every single ounce of effort we expel. It's all about progress cause we have to excel. I watch them looking like so.
They are followed by
another knockout for the ring the next bell. I'm about to send my
the graduates from the dialysis technician group.
I'm so sick of it, but that's the whole gist of it. I yet in the beauty when winning and we have it. Cause I'm winning. I'm winning.
Let us correct that. Medical assistant and phlebotomy technician will enter at this time.
Oh, we're winning right now.
And they are caped white and blue. And watch them as they bounce to the winning right now.
Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, yeah. I said we're winning right now. So every day you see we are the reigning champ and at the cloud with the silver line.
Followed by dialysis technician with their cape with a yellow upper cape. Distinguishing mark between two groups. Next we have surgical technicians. And their cape with a yellow border at the bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause.
Hey, follow me now, see you now. Hey, upset her. See how upset her.
From the School of Medicine, recipient of the associate degree, wearing gold coat.
Hey, watch out now. I'm on the sun. Oh, we're winning right now, you winning. Say we're winning right now. Then forget that trophy to what we living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. On Thanksgiving right now. Cause we're winning right now, yeah. I'm winning.
One of those moments in life, don't it? It's a hard road, but you finish, don't it? Yes, as we wait the entrance.
I'm a walking W. Learn from the elves. Turn them in a medal in a trophy and belts. Every day you see we with them on our next film. Break records like we crack the
Ladies and gentlemen, make them welcome the Associate of Science degree recipients this afternoon.
Another knockout for the ring the next bell. I'm about to send my haters a card to get well. Cause I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. But that's the whole gist of it. I yet in the beauty when winning and we have it. Cause I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, we're winning right now, you winning. Say we're winning right now. Then forget that trophy to what we living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, yeah. I said we're winning right now. So every day you see we are the reigning champ. And at the cloud with the silver line we reigning from. Cause if you see some of the places where we're hailing from, it's just the type of place we should be failing from. But now we're winning. Yes, every quarter, every inning. Both if I tracks and then I films if I swimming. You know that there's no giving in no matter the circumstances we're living in. You hear me? I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning.
They are followed by the recipients of the bachelor's degree in health sciences wearing red stones.
Hey, follow me now, I see you now. Hey, upset her. See how upset her? Go outside. On and on and on and on. I'm a winner.
And I guess these guys are the top guys, don't it?
I'm a winner.
Doctor of Medicine. Make them welcome wearing beige stones.
Right now, you say we're winning right now, then forget that trophy to what we're living right now, cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now, oh, we're winning right now. On Thanksgiving right now, cause we're winning right now, yeah. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. Hey, watch out now. Hey, I'm a walking W. Learn from the L's. Turn them in a medal in a trophy and bells. Every day you see me with them on the next level. Break records like we cracking eggshells. And every single ounce of effort we expel. It's all about progress, cause we have to excel. I watch out. Looking like success, we dress well. Boom. Another knockout for the ring.
They're followed by those receiving white coats this afternoon. Make them welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so sick of it, but that's the whole gist of it. I yet in the beauty when we did not with it, cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. Oh, we're winning right now, you be. Say we're winning right now, then forget that trophy to what we living right now, cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now, oh, we're winning right now. At Thanksgiving right now, yeah. I said we're winning right now. So every day you see me, we are the reigning champ. And at the cloud with the silver line we reigning from. Cause if you see some of the places where we're hailing from, it's just the type of place we should be failing from. But now we're winning. Yes, every quarter, every inning. Hold the tracks and then I fell if I swimming. You know that there's no
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the graduates of 2022. Thank you, Mr. DJ. At this time, let's all stand for the national anthem. Good guidance on the proceeding, we invite Mrs. Andrea Reed, Registrar of AAIMS, to offer prayers at this time.
The Lord be with you all. Let us pray. Most holy and gracious God, we acknowledge you as the creator of the whole universe and of all mankind. You are everywhere and within us all, at all times and in all places. We thank you, gracious God, for being present in this moment with us this afternoon on this special occasion. We ask you to bless the proceedings with your grace and to allow everything to go as smoothly as we have planned. Bless, O God, all the graduates, their families and friends who have come to cheer them on and to wish them well. Bless our specially invited guests, and we pray and continue that you will continue to bless their support of this noble institution. Bestow your blessing, O God, on the faculty and staff of this institution, and may everything we do be done to your honor and to your glory. We give thanks to you, gracious God, for all you are and all that we can be because of you. To you be the kingdom, the glory, and the power forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Mrs. Reed. You may be seated. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, let me invite to offer greetings Dr. Ram Chalisan. As he comes, let me introduce something into your vocabulary, please. A thing called fenke fenke. You ever heard that term? Fenke fenke? When something kind of, so when you clap for the people, you can't make it fenke fenke, don't it? So you put your hands together and make them feel welcome, don't it?
All right, thank you, Carl, Master of Ceremonies. All right, members of the graduating class, families, and friends of the graduates, Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Carl Mackenzie, Dr. Maurice Smith, Chairman, AIMS Advisory Board of Management, Dr. Vishwanathan Patula, President, AIMS, Dr. Peter Harnefer, Executive Dean, Keynote Speaker, Minister without Portfolio, Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Mr. Floyd Green, His Excellency Mr. Ransang Masuki, High Commissioner of India to Jamaica, the Honorable Mrs. Audrey Sewell, Permanent Secretary, Office of the Prime Minister on Economic Growth and Job Creation, Ms. Julia Edwards, Senior Education Officer, Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, distinguished specially invited guests, faculty and staff. Ladies and gentlemen, as the founder and executive director of AIMS, I'm pleased to warmly welcome you to the awesome congratulatory event 2022 graduation and white coat ceremony AIMS. Thank you for gracing the All-American Institute of Medical Sciences with your presence. It is also with great pleasure that I express my most sincere congratulations to the graduating cohorts, our newest members of the alumni. These graduates have accomplished a lot and gained a significant achievement. Not only did they earn a degree today or a certificate today, but they have also matured emotionally and socially through these years in this institute. Graduates, today is the culmination of a challenging and hopefully also very rewarding experience. It is indeed an honor to see the pride on your faces and the faces of all those who supported you financially and emotionally throughout your journey at AIMS. AIMS is proud to send all those who are graduating today into the world to be doctors and allied healthcare professionals as pharmacy, technicians, surgical technicians, dialysis technicians, phlebotomy technicians, and medical assistants. These students are graduating from an array of programs offered by our institute by the 3 schools that we operate. My request of today's graduates is to please remember both dimensions of what is involved in this convocation. Celebrate your individual successes. You have definitely earned the credit, the right to do that. But also think about those successes in the context of the greater good of the role you might play in building and advancing the communities of which you are all part of. Begin close to home, because none of us would succeed without the support of friends and family. And then think about your future and the ways in which you might contribute to the good of society locally and as well as globally. The lesson of COVID-19 pandemic has been a tough one, bringing home the realization of how much we do not know that could bring the health and well-being of our entire species into question. Graduates, as you leave your campus today with your degree in hand, know that you will always be a part of AIMS family, connected to us. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know that global economy is consistently changing, where knowledge has now displaced physical capital as the source of wealth. We are witnessing an unprecedented advancement of knowledge in conjunction with rapid globalization, diversity, innovative teaching pedagogies using digitalization. And so we are at the point where we are thirsting knowledge at the top of the pyramid and giving birth to the knowledge society. To this, I'm proud to say that the scope and contribution of AIMS have grown to a new levels of excellence over the years. It is more than a decade since we have initiated this concept of, or embarked the journey of training or offering allied healthcare certification programs in our School of Healthcare, Allied Healthcare in Kingston with 10 students, and the Doctor of Medicine program in Black River with 6 students. And now we have grown in overall to training over 800 students at our 3 campuses in Black River, Kingston, and Mandeville. And more importantly, I am very excited and proud to announce that we are in the list of few institutions globally that have introduced advanced active learning strategies and utilizing digital learning resources in teaching our students, especially the medical students in Black River. Imagine doing this by being present in Black River. It was not an easy task. Thanks to our entire leadership, faculty, staff, and students, especially the students, for all the support to make this happen. And I would definitely, highlight and especially thank Dr. Peter Hanefer, Executive Dean, in his vision and timely introduction of digital resources prior to COVID-19 pandemic. So when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, we had a smooth transition. I would say there was an uninterruption in our teaching or offering the program being in Black River. I would also like to take this opportunity to specially thank our advisory board of management members for giving us all the support and guidance in the path we were taking, especially the past 2 years of COVID-19 pandemic era was not an easy task, and without their encouragement and support, and under the leadership of President Dr. Patula and the entire staff and faculty members, we would have not been where, here, without their entire encouragement and support. So that's current, but I still remember the initial days of when we were conceptualizing starting of a medical school in Black River, and that was back in 2006. I remember the journey when I announced that concept. Some of my mentors and my colleagues said, openly to me, Ram, you must be you must have a lot of money, or you must be crazy to start such a kind of an adventure in Black River. But I said, I'm not both. I don't have tons of money, nor I'm not crazy. But I had a vision, and with the persistence and with the help of the entire leadership, including the founding dean, Dr. Peter Hanifer, and the founding board of members, Dr. Hamilton, who is here, one of the person, and Mrs. Sewell, who was there from the day one of, in the government, to seeing how we have advanced. Now we are here celebrating our, almost 11th year of our successful operations. Again, as I said, I'm not a crazy person, but I was crazy sometimes. And my students know it. And the simple fact that we had to wait 5 days back in 2010-11 to even get a copy machine get repaired because there's no technician in Black River. So it was not only a pain, it was a stressful situation, but again, as I said, it's all a support from the community of St. Elizabeth, from Black River, and the students, and the staff, we are able to make it. Now, when it comes to Kingston Allied Healthcare and the Mandeville, it was a little bit of, I wouldn't say it is an easy task. It was a path that we had to take when none of the institutes were offering a certification in a surgical technician. It's a new concept, a pharmacy technician certification. There are diploma programs, which is a 2-year program. But in Jamaica, there were none of these certification programs. So when we were approaching the Minister of Education, or, this is a new concept, we have to get this from the, start to say, how to get the curriculum approved, so it was a long journey. This did not come up, the concept came up from back in 2005. We didn't start until 2009-10, and the Black River started in 2011. So there was a lot of stress, but what I'm trying to say is it can be done. We just need to look at a broader vision and need to have patience, and that's what AIMS showed, and this is what we are. To quote George Bernard Shaw, it's not my quote, I do not believe in circumstances. The people who get on this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they cannot find them, make them. So the idea of, and even I'm going with the vision of creating a knowledge network or knowledge park in St. Elizabeth, with which we started with a small group, 6 students. Now our student strength has grown up to 170 in Black River with the medical school. And in Kingston, about 65 plus, and in Mandeville, another 65. So in all, we are a strength of 300, employing almost 170 staff, faculty, and adjunct faculty. So we are an organization of close to 600 people between students and staff. So it can be done, it is done, and we have a long way to go in terms of creating that vision of knowledge network. Ladies and gentlemen, AIMS has always had a very strong industry connections locally and internationally because of the support it had received from the Ministry of Education all along, Ministry of Health, JAMPRO to name, National Health Fund, Heart Trust, pharmacies, local labs, hospitals, health centers, and especially the Black River community, without which we would have not got the strength to be in there and able to operate. I sincerely thank their valuable assistance all these years in the progress of our institute, without which we would have not been achieved this success. And I am sure they're equally proud of you all. Today, our institution continues to make important contributions to the healthcare industry, providing a solid, holistic education and skilled workforce in allied healthcare sector. And for those who are graduating, this is a timely for two reasons. The first is that there is an increasing demand in healthcare sector in Jamaica and around the globe. And the second, and that you can read in the paper, because of the COVID, the need has increased twice or three times, threefold it has increased the demand. And the second is that medical tourism, pharmaceutical industry, life sciences, and biomedical sectors continues to show a strong interest and growth in Jamaica and around the world. And we all know that Jamaica has a very good reputation in healthcare workforce internationally. And as you all know that Jamaica is aiming to attract over 100,000 medical tourists to the island within the next 2 years. They are in the planning. They have already initiated several initiatives, including the JAMPRO has initiated and promoting that. So as projected, this will translate to generate over US $500 million US million. So that Jamaica will share in the global market. All these 100,000 medical tourists requires qualified healthcare personnel to take care of them. This is one of your opportunity to capture both as a workforce and as well as come up with innovative ideas for Jamaica to capture the medical tourism market. And here, since the ministry is here, I would like to, and His Excellency, High Commissioner of India to Jamaica, I would like to take this opportunity that right now we are in discussion with the community schools in Black River or St. Elizabeth Parish like Monroe and Hampton to create a knowledge network wherein we can train the allied healthcare forces, more aggressively and be the exporter or do the requirement need. So that is where we need your support, Minister, where we are going to sign a partnership, our MOU next week with the Monroe College or Monroe School in terms of doing a pilot project starting in January with 50 allied healthcare staff. And His Excellency, High Commissioner of India, I would like to see if there is an opportunity for Indian government to fund this project in the rural area to train these students if there is any partnership. We will officially, but I am sorry to put you on the spot, but I would like to this request from the community side and from the college side for the good of the community to take up this initiative as one of the supporting arm for the diaspora. All right, and in closing, let me wish all of you a bright future ahead. Once again, my heartiest congratulations to all of you who are graduating today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ram Chalasani. Big things, don't? I like the sound of that. I like the sound of the things, of the plans ahead. Let me invite now Dr. Peter Hornifer to come and deliver his message.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Dr. Ram Chalasani. Always been an inspiration since I've met you. What you've done, your accomplishments are really world class as the school becomes recognized. But to our honored guests, our advisory board, our faculty, and most importantly here to address our students, I want to offer my sincere congratulations to all the AIMS Doctor of Medicine, Allied Health Program graduates of 2022. I'd also like to congratulate all those progressing through the various programs, as well as the faculty and administration who helped our students make this progress despite the unprecedented challenges created by the pandemic, which we finally appeared to be emerging from, or we hope. AIMS's forward-thinking approach has served us well, and with the support of our faculty and staff, as well as the determination of our students, we have continued on without faltering. Your presence here today is a result of an amazing team effort, and you should all be proud to have been part of it. It's particularly special for me because today marks my 4th year with AIMS, and many of the med school graduates now were just starting this journey, and I remember how many of them felt that they had an impossible mountain to climb, and here you all are. I think you should all be tremendously proud of yourselves and what you've accomplished. And as Dr. Ram alluded to, if you're determined to do something, almost anything is possible. As I connect with other medical schools around the world, and now that the travel has opened up, I've just actually completed a series of presentations at international meetings in London, in France, in Washington, D.C., at the major medical society meetings. And I'm struck, and everywhere I go, I present what we're doing at AIMS. And everywhere I go, I'm met with somewhat some envy, but also congratulations. And I keep remembering that and reminding you all that everyone's part of this as we change and adapt to changing times. The fact that we're here, we're growing, and we're successful, and we're on the world stage now, I think is a tribute to everyone involved. Almost every pandemic in modern history, despite creating significant misery at the time, has ultimately been a catalyst for important and favorable changes. The wide adoption of modern sanitation and the development of vaccines are just two notable changes which followed otherwise devastating pandemics. It appears now that one positive outcome of the COVID pandemic might well be the impetus for schools everywhere to embrace the efficiencies and resiliency which digitally delivered educational contents bring. While AIMS had adopted a hybrid approach to its curricular delivery, especially in the medical programs, well before the latest pandemic arrived, as Dr. Ram alluded to, schools everywhere are starting to embrace this approach as they see it as a way to make educational resources more readily available, more inclusive, and more personalized. While face-to-face interactions will always be a crucial part of the educational process, the pandemic has pushed us out of our comfort zones and encouraged us to understand the advantages and efficiencies which technology can bring to the work we do. It's in large part by leveraging this technology that AIMS has done so well. I would also like to remind all those advancing to new levels or graduating and moving on, that we all need to be lifelong learners. This is the beginning of your journey, not really the end. Medicine and its challenges are continuously evolving. There'll be an end to this pandemic, but others will follow. So try and embrace new opportunities and help find solutions when you're met with challenges. The world has gained a new understanding of how important health professionals are, and you are all part of that noble fraternity now. We intend to continue leading the way and leveraging the best new solutions for delivery of education. And our graduates continue to make us proud by gaining key hospital positions both in Jamaica and in the U.S. While we still have significant challenges ahead of us, your future role as healthcare professionals is more crucial than ever. So use your skills well and remember to excel by demonstrating the following 4 traits. And many of you have heard me say this, but I think it's very important to keep this in mind. The 4 traits that I think distinguish a highly competent and respected physician are ability, availability, affability, and accountability. Ability, this really goes without saying. Strive to be the most knowledgeable and adept as you can be. Availability. Be responsive. This is crucial both for your patients and other referring healthcare workers. If you can't be reached or you're slow to respond, both patients and other healthcare workers will look for other options, no matter how good you are. Affability. Be kind. Be compassionate. Be understanding at all times with both your patients and your coworkers. Diseases and ailments cause stress for both those afflicted and those trying to treat them. So always take the lead and be nice. You'll find that kindness can be infectious. Accountability. Always be honest and trustworthy. This value is fundamental to the treating process. Both patients and coworkers need to be able to trust you at all times in order for you to be effective. Be on time and deliver what you promise. Learning these 4 behavioral traits represented some of the most important lessons I gained in my years of training. If you can practice these traits, your professional success will be virtually assured. So good luck, and remember as you go forth, you represent AIMS. Work hard and make both us and yourselves proud. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ornifer. We have gone through 2 speakers and profound words so far. And bear them in mind, one said it can be done. Can it be done? It can be done. Say that. You believe that? And the other says 4 pillars: ability, availability, affability, and accountability. Those are your 4 pillars on which you stand, or which you should stand. So this time, let me invite to bring his greetings. Sorry, I keep on mixing up my program. You have to work with me this afternoon, all right? You going to work with me? All right. All right, don't worry about it. We'll get through it. Let me, and you are printing this thing so fine, though. Bring greetings. So at this time, the Honorable Mrs. Audrey Sewell, OJ, CD, JP, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and Office of the Prime Minister. Make her welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Come This is not working out today, no. This is not working out. Oh, I get a bigger piece of paper to work with. Thank you very much. Even though I wear the glasses, it's not working either. And they take it off? Let me take it off. Let me take it off. Somehow it is not working very well this afternoon. All right, I'm here and I'm here. I need to tick off the list, don't? Tick off the list, man. Jesus. His Excellency, forgive me. I've getting my wires crossed a little bit. Sorry. Work with me, please, all right? All right. So this time, greetings. I had his first, then I mix it up. His Excellency, Mr. Rongsung Masakwe, High Commissioner of India to Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Program Director. I thought I'm saved, but I'm here. Honorable Floyd Green, Minister without portfolio, Office of the Prime Minister, also the guest of honor, senior officers from the government of Jamaica, Dr. Ram Chalasani, Executive Director, the founder, and his robust and brilliant team, Dr. Maurice D. Smith, Registrar, University of the West Indies. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ram, just to respond to what you have just said, the diplomats have enormous capacity to absorb surprises. And the request or the proposal, what you call it, is already under active and positive consideration. It is really a great honor to be invited here on such a momentous day for all American Institute of Medical Science as we come together to celebrate another graduation ceremony. In the short history of this illustrious institution, founded only in May 2009, I know it is in many ways an expected tradition for a speaker. It is called just to convey greeting, but I'm going to speak a little more than that. To pour out tribute to the institute they are speaking in. But I think we can all agree that AIMS' reputation is not only well beyond doubt, it is an irrefutable fact that the institution has rendered commendable service to the society, befitting its mission statement. In many ways, it is therefore humbling that I am sharing this room with young men and women, beautiful and handsome-looking young people here, who will go on to offer a beacon of hope in the healthcare industry, young men and women who will go on to shine as a light for our fellow human being, who languish in the darkness created by the daily terror of poverty and inequality, and indeed young men and women who will be the harbinger of hope for our society in this 21st century. So I address this graduation ceremony today with a special sense of honor and pride. This is not the institution where I need to tell the students that medicine should be a calling and not a profession. That if you are motivated by money, you may as well have been a businessman, maybe a banker, maybe would have involved in a much more lucrative other professions. As healthcare professionals, you are here to pursue the highest calling, that of saving human lives. And in everything you do, you must not lose sight of that ultimate human endeavor. I don't need to remind you of that because this is the institution where this value has been taught to you from the very beginning before anything else. Let me begin by extending my heartiest congratulations, my brothers and sisters or my young friends, and wishing you the best to the graduating batch. I know you have had to face daunting and often unkind odds from day one, whether it was a stiff competition among your peers, to the expectations of your rigorous curriculum and your impressive faculty, your field work with the less privileged rural services, marginalized section of society. If any you have done, I'm sure you have done it. And of course, living up to the hallowed legacy of this institution. You have not only stood firm, but you have succeeded, and that is why you are here in this room today. There will undoubtedly be many a battle left before the ultimate war is won. Many more miles to go before you can sleep. And while this is only the beginning of an exciting journey, take a moment to let it sink in. Give yourself a round of applause because you more than deserve it. I am so happy to note that there is generous representation of women candidates in your esteemed institution, sir. I guess it is 40 female in the medical school, 40% female in medical school, and 80% female in School of Allied Healthcare Services. That sounds so much like Jamaican society. Minister, can I say that? It is also a matter of great delight to know that the valedictorian for the medical school is a female, Miss Sabrina. But my congratulations to all the young graduates who receive their degree today. Today's graduation day is obviously one of the most important days in your life. And I missed it in my college because I couldn't afford to attend because I had to travel for long distance. It is a day when society publicly acknowledges your hard work, intense study, and dedication by conferring you your degree, the degree certificate. Therefore, a reflection both of your own efforts and achievements, and at the same time a token of your place in and your responsibility to the society to which you belong as young professionals. Your service to society will in turn be a reflection of the institution where you have studied. This is also the moment then to applaud the teachers, faculty members, the administrators who have accompanied and guided you on your journey. Let's give them a big hand. Needless to say, education is the most significant instrument of maintaining peace and harmony, upholding human rights and fundamental freedoms, and resolving disputes through democratic dialogue and effective leadership. Medical education is at the pinnacle of this challenge. Becoming a doctor or health professionals is a childhood dream for many. Perhaps there is no other career which commands such respect and awe as medicine and health profession. The power to heal has placed the medical profession several notches above others. A doctor's profession involves hard work and dedication that you have already shown to reach here today. And at the same time, it also brings with it the satisfaction of having mitigated people's suffering from illness, diseases, and trauma. Allow me to challenge you further, as the executive Dean has already mentioned. You know that a single degree in medicine is probably not enough to make a successful career. Do you agree or not? You don't. You want to stop there? No? Yes. I know many of you will go on to specialize in one of the branches of medicines or surgery or other degrees that you have attained today. But whether you do so or not, I encourage you all to take advantage of the advanced critical technologies, with the emphasis to critical technologies, at your disposal, that the previous generations might not have taken advantage of, or that advantage was not available at all to them. Acquire new skills, certain computer and IT skills, which are necessary to operate and use the sufficiently sophisticated equipment without which the advanced practice of medicine is no longer possible. New technologies involving artificial intelligence will help you make a better diagnosis of an ailing patient. Robotics will help you conduct surgical procedures with precision. Meanwhile, other advances might provide you with options to use non-invasive methods of treatment. Simply put, the process of learning does not end today. It will have to go on. This occasion marks not the end of your learning, my dear friends, not even the beginning of the end, but merely the end of the beginning. Advances in medical sciences enhances our longevity and diseases and decrease mortality rate dramatically. The demand for medical professionals like you for treatment as well as research work is ever increasing around the world today. New and better opportunities have arisen for medical professionals in terms of remuneration research, working facilities, and yet at the same time, the acute shortage of medical professionals in rural areas persists in our countries like mine, India, like Jamaica. Many doctors prefer to stay in the comfort of big cities and to specialize in diseases of the rich. The 21st century has presented us with unprecedented challenges, deep-rooted poverty in many countries, resources crunch, etc. The choice is before you, my dear friends, to choose a comfortable and lucrative practices in the big cities with all amenities at your disposal, or to go out in the region areas where you are needed most, that is to attend to the suffering of the rural people. I know it is not an easy choice to make. In the note of the institution, it mentions that by 2025, the US will need 100,000 additional doctors. Globally, 4 million. India today currently requires additional 400 doctors. I don't know how many doctors Jamaica requires as per the ratio per the global standard. AIMS has risen to this challenge. Congratulations to you, sir, Dr. Ram Jalasani, for your vision. Indian students have benefited from this endeavor. As I understand, 65% of your medical and allied studies students are from India, and it is also one of the reasons I'm here today, I guess. As you graduate today, my friends, you will become a part of the community of medical practitioners who are working tirelessly to serve our nations. For each of you today, this graduation will have multiple interpretations as you step out of your classrooms. You could choose to interpret this world as one insurmountable suffering, or that provides great opportunities to serve. The choice is yours. I hope that you choose to align your interpretation to your profession and medical practice so that you could truly serve your nation and humanity at large. I hope you also realize that not every profession in this world is bestowed with such nobility, responsibility, and fate. As you understand the gravity of the title doctor and the degree of allied services before your name, as you walk out of this convocation room today, this consciousness would not only bind you to your profession, to your colleagues, to your patients, but really to nothing less than the whole humanity. That is the burden you are carrying, my friends. Your profession entails the property of sacred service to humanity. The excellence with which you continue your service will guide you in your toughest endeavors. Executive Dean has mentioned about the COVID-19 pandemic that has hit all of us so badly. And the first casualties are the frontline workers, the medical professionals. God forbid such pandemic occurs in our lifetime. But should it come, my dear friends, be ready for that. Your training is for that. You must never fail to abide by it. There is a hand and a pig discussing the problem of the world, of the food shortages mainly. And the hen said, I will produce eggs, and you produce the bacon, and between us, we will get hunger licked, the hen said proudly. So the pig kicks up its hind legs and thinks for a minute and says, aha, so you produce eggs and I produce bacon. Yours is a contribution. Mine is a sacrifice or total commitment. In many ways, doctors are the pigs in the story. You have a lot to sacrifice, and you get to be emotionally, mentally prepared for that, my dear friends. The world is demanding your total commitment towards bettering the future of our youthful countries. I'm deliberately using the word youthful countries. I'm referring to the developing countries like India, Jamaica, and other countries. Our youthful demographic will only work if we can keep them healthy and be able to seize the opportunity of the 21st century. I'm sharing this with you because it's imperative everyone who is graduating today must recognize the need to go beyond your academic understanding, your traditional and conventional learning of medicine, and the concerns of the bottom line as you go on to become practitioners. On the sensitive and tricky issues of ethics, it is easier, of course, to talk about it than to practice it. In the world of inducement, glamour, and fame, it is a challenge. Face it up front, my dear friends. Remain conscious of the challenges at all times. Your Hippocratic oath, which you would have taken, teaches you that your first principle must be to do no harm. Don't reduce the Hippocratic oath to hypocritical oath. Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative induces medical practitioners to act in such a way that you treat humanity never merely as a means to an end, but always at the same time as an end. Respect patients' autonomy and dignity while simultaneously offering an ethical foundation for the relationship between the patient and the physician. He went on to say, before you consider doing something that may or may not be right, just ask one question to yourself. What if everyone did that and you wouldn't like the result? Then don't do it. It leaves very simple logic, and it works most of the time as an eloquent compass of moral to resolve moral dilemmas. After all, in any field, service is a sort of anti-clocking device that cleans the system every now and then, lest it bursts from the pressure of greed and corruption. There's no real template for these conundrums, my dear friends. I can only ask you to rely on the fundamental values that your parents and this academy has so assiduously taught you in the last 3-4 years. And that's where you will find your answers to the buzzers of the real world. I would urge you to rise to the larger challenge of securing the destiny of the society you serve. You may have to face problems that spill well beyond your professional spheres. I hope you will have, as a result of your education here, and thoughtful minds, cultured souls, and sound character that you can strive to protect the legacy of the society countries you come from for future generations, the legacy of dedication to the service of humanity, that rich culture of ethos, of social justice, of young democracies, and inherent tolerance, that you are the guardians and proponents of that legacy of dedication. Yes, you must remember there will be roadblocks. In those times, do stop for a bit, throwing your strength, knowing that the colors of lives are splashed on a larger canvas, and that to move a few paces ahead, one sometimes must take few steps back. Never be afraid of failures and experiments. Keep trying. Success is sweet, but it teaches much less and far less than failure does. There is no truly successful person in the world who has not known any setback. What matters is not how hard you fall, but how strongly you pick yourself up again. Trust me, we seated at the podium here all have been there. Future of your countries is in your hands. You are the masters and commanders of your destiny as well as ours. Be the best you can be, and whatever you choose to do, no one can be better than you. Years later, when you look back, you will see that your career has indeed been a contribution to your country's success. Aspire not for yourself alone, but for your community, for your country, for the world at large. Make a change for the better and leave behind that change as your legacy. Seeing all of you in multiple bright colors, I am confident we can rest our faith with you and your ability. Recognize the greatest weakness in our system. Do not let them frustrate you, but turn them into strengths and advantages. Go out there and build for us all a better tomorrow. We are proud of what you have accomplished. Be optimistic and be enthusiastic about what you will accomplish in future, and that will make all the guests present here today, faculty members, friends, parents, all of us on the stage as well, swell with pride and joy. The world awaits you. Make it a better place. Is it because it was good, or you want me to end? Last one. But before I close, and before you go out there, do take a moment to thank those who have helped you to get this far in life, in particular your parents and family members, most of who, those coming from India will not be here, may not be here today. Remember how they put your needs above their own. And remember, most importantly, that it is the values they have instilled in you that make you who you are today and determine where you are going in life. Parents, congratulations are due to you as well, as much as they are due to your children and to your words today. It is your years of tireless efforts that have made these young children of yours the successful individuals whose doctorate degrees or other degrees we are celebrating today. Congratulations to you all. Once again, I thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also now invite to the lectern to bring her greetings this afternoon, the Honorable Mrs. Audrey Sewell, Permanent Secretary, OJCDJP, Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, and the Office of the Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I could just come after His Excellency and say, Amen, yes. But I have a brief message that I still will share with you. But it's ditto, Your Excellency. Yes, thank you for that. Protocol has been observed, but please allow me to recognize and acknowledge one of my bosses, Honorable Floyd Green, from the Office of the Prime Minister. He's one of my bosses. Dr. Chalasani, founder, executive director, and I'll tell you a bit about our history. He mentioned it, he let the cat out of the bag, So I'll just tell you a bit. And Mrs. Mackenzie, Dr. Marie Smith, chairman of the board, and other directors, graduates, staff, administrators, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. It is my pleasure to join with Dr. Chalasani, the board of directors and administrators of the All-American Institute of Medical Sciences and the AAIMS-All Health Division in celebrating excellence. As a member of the board, yes, I am a member of the board. They didn't put that on the program. So I'm wearing two hats this evening. I commend the team for the significant contribution made to Jamaica's educational sector, and more specifically, the field of medicine. Your dedication and commitment to increasing the stock of medical professionals has certainly impacted the medical fraternity across the world as you train men and women for a life of service, men and women from across the world. It is said that the field of medicine is a profession where knowledge, power, and heart come together. And you at AIMS certainly embody this. Through the expansion of program offerings and the delivery modalities, AIMS has undoubtedly changed the educational landscape in Jamaica. The institution's vision to attain an international reputation as an outstanding medical institute distinguished by excellence, leadership, research, and innovation in teaching is evidenced by the number of local and international students who have matriculated in their various courses of studies. AIMS is aiming high, and to that I say, Doc, team, well done. Benjamin Franklin said, I quote, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest," end of quote. Students, graduates, you have made an investment, and today is your first harvest. You have studied hard, worked diligently, and today you stand tall. We are proud of you. Proudly, some of you will experience the rite of passage as your white coat is placed on your shoulders, signifying your entrance into the medical profession. Then there are those who proudly stand to receive their paramedical, now equipped with the complex knowledge and skills to offer the best patient care. The field of medicine is not for the faint-hearted, and so obtaining your white coat and paramedical certification is no easy feat. Again, I say, congratulations on a job well done. I concur with Malcolm X in saying that education is a passport to the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today, and you are doing just that. Jamaica and the world stand ready to welcome the care and expertise that you will bring to the health sector. In a world where sickness and diseases are becoming more prevalent and life-threatening, who knew about COVID before? We await the fervor and fortitude with which you will navigate and dominate the field, and possibly introduce new technologies and medical innovations that will preserve lives and the lives of your fellow men. Ladies and gentlemen, as a small island developing state, Jamaica is very privileged to be home to AIMS, the first offshore medical school in the island, educating and molding young lives across the island. And you have heard already, yes, the areas that you operate in. And I stand very proud to be a part of the beginning, because I remember my first introduction to Doc was when he came to the Ministry of Education very dejected and frustrated. Apparently for years they were going around, you know, as we would say in Jamaica, the mulberry bush, and not reaching anywhere. And the Prime Minister, the then Minister of Education, he called a meeting with them. And I was relatively new at the ministry, a new permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education. And he said, these are educational entrepreneurs. They want to invest in Jamaica. They want to make business from education. And I am assigning you to work with them to make it happen. Talk about having a vision. I didn't know that it was possible, and that today we will see the numbers moving from 16 to how many you said, Doc? 800 and something? 600 and something. And how many staff? 600 and something staff? 170 staff. Can you imagine that? All he had when he came to the Ministry of Education was something in his head. And he has created, along with his team, possibilities, has generated employment for people in Minister Green's constituency. Yes, in case you did not know, that's where it all began. Yes, and training and molding persons to serve in one of the most important sectors of the world. We are proud to know that through the institution, Jamaica continues to play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Graduates, congratulations again on a job well done. And we say thanks to the parents, relatives, and all those who supported them, the lecturers, the administrators, you all deserve a round of applause, and let's hear it for, yes. And as you would have heard already, this is the beginning. Aim for the stars. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Audrey Sewell. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoying yourself so far? You're taking in the lessons? No, you're not taking in no lesson with that kind of attitude. That is not positive. Are you taking in the lessons this afternoon? Yes. All right. So if I ask you a question, you can answer. What was the last line she just said a while ago? Say it again. Aim for the star. And she congratulated the administrators. Okay. I just want to know you're paying attention, you know. Okay, the important that is. Amen. Oh, sorry. Let me invite now to bring his word, his message, Dr. Maurice D. Smith, JP, CFED Registrar, Chief Administrative Officer of the University of the West Indies and Chair of the AIMS Board of Advisory.
Our chairperson, Dr. Shalasani, His Excellency, High Commissioner of India to Jamaica, President Patula and members of his cabinet, the Honorable Floyd Green, Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Audrey Sewell, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Ms. Julia Edwards, representing the Ministry of Education, and allow me to greet our alumni in the Henry Ford Healthcare System, Penn Medicine, Southern Illinois University, Texas Technical Medical Center, and hospitals across the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, all good afternoon. Warmest congratulations to all our graduates. You have the special distinction of having completed a significant part of your program under very trying circumstances, and I commend you all for staying the course. It is time to celebrate that hard work, and it is truly my honor and pleasure to, on behalf of the advisory board, members of whom are here present, greet you on this very special day. Over the past 2.5 years, we have seen our world change. In 2020, the COVID pandemic descended on all of us, and it laid bare the inequalities in our societies. And as such, there needs to be a concerted effort to consider how our communities and our country will thrive in the new normal. Earlier this year, Russia invaded Ukraine. And this has had far-reaching implications for our highly globalized world. And as we have already seen the impacts that there are, how well small developing countries such as ours that are highly dependent on imports and fossil fuels cope will depend on how well we all play our part. Many of you will be thinking about how you can convert your certification into increased earnings or visibility or promotion or perhaps a new job. What are the options available to you? Traditional careers are being transformed, and many of the jobs of today may no longer exist in 10 years. I ask then that whatever you do in the future, that you do so in a way that is impactful, it's done at a high quality, and it is done with a commitment to advancing not only your personal interests, but those of the communities that you serve. I urge you to be kind to yourself, and we often forget the importance of taking care of our own mental health. And in today's new operating environment, mental health is as critical as our physical well-being. Hold fast to your dreams, but remain rooted in reality. This leg of your academic journey is done. Go forth and show the rest of the world the brilliance of this country. My warmest congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, let me also now invite Ms. Julia Edwards to come and bring the message. She's Senior Education Officer in the Ministry of Education, Youth, and Information.
Our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Carl Mackenzie, Founder and Executive Director of AIMS, Dr. Ram Chalasani, President, Dr. Patula, Executive Dean, Dr. Onifa. I also greet His Excellency, Mr. Masukai, the High Commissioner of India to Jamaica, the Honorable Mrs. Audrey Sewell, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, the Office of the Prime Minister, Dr. Marie Smith, Chairman, Advisory Board of Management, AIMS, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the Board of Management, faculty, administrative staff, specially invited guests, parents, well-wishers, graduates, good afternoon. It is my honor to bring you greetings on behalf of the Ministry of Education and Youth at this, your graduation ceremony. Today marks the formal conclusion of your programs of study, which brings you one step closer to your career goals. November 27, 2022 will forever be etched in your memories as you receive your qualifications. Note, professional certification in any given discipline is not by chance, and neither is it to be taken lightly. When you made the choice to enroll in your programs, the reasons behind your decisions, though varied, they were all fueled by your desire to take your place in the medical field. Graduates, you will be leaving this noble institution with different specializations, all of which are significant for enabling quality health care for the public. We depend on healthcare professionals at every stage of our lives. We need you at pre-birth. We need you while we're here on earth. We also need you in death. Yours is one of the few professions we simply cannot do without. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember the All-American Institute of Medical Sciences did not qualify you to do a job. You were qualified for service. Service to your fellow men is the ultimate marker of a life well lived. You will interact with many people in your professional practice. They won't always be nice. And that is okay. You make the effort to be the nice one. Some of your patients will come to you seeking preventative care, but in greater numbers, you will see people who are already ill. I encourage you to endeavor to help every patient feel better when they leave your company. You may be wondering if this is even possible, and it's simple. Exercise compassion, exercise empathy, and actively listen to your patients. Your training and qualifications are important, but if your patients do not feel as though you care about them, they will not be inclined to remain with you. Success is indeed a mindset, and it is yours to have. Therefore, purpose in your hearts as healthcare technicians and medical doctors on taking your leave from this hall today that you will be examples of your professional practice. Walk proudly into the next phase of your lives as ambassadors of this institute and of your practice. Aim to inspire your colleagues, but even more so, inspire excellence in generations to come after you. Ever blessing in your future, and whatever you do, make excellence your hallmark. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Julia Edwards. Very strong words I've heard today from all presenters, don't you? Yeah, so we start with it can be done. And you must have the 4 pillars on which you must stand. Then you must make a difference, make a change, and leave your change as your legacy. You didn't remember that one, did you? Okay. And we know that aim for the stars and be an example of your practice. You gonna do that? Okay, you know you kind of not working with me this afternoon, but here we're going to do now. I'm going to make you work with me this afternoon. We're making an adjustment to the program a little bit. And because you've been there and very, very nice people, we're making an adjustment to the program. And at this time, just sit back a little. Sit back and relax a little bit. And you will be entertained. Let your soul be inspired, your heart uplifted. Ladies and gentlemen, you ready? Are you ready? Put your hands together and make welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for our special item this afternoon. Are you ready? Do you know who it is? Oh, you're going to love this. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. You never put your hands together? And make welcome Mr. Jermaine Edwards.
Good afternoon, everybody. You see, I can't go up there now because these are the excellent speakers. I'm going to be singing today, and I hope that you're having a beautiful day. And I hope that you believe by faith that everything that you may not see, you know, some people might not be optimistic on life. They may see a half cup that is almost empty or a half cup full. But God is going to make a way because that is the strength that we need. Because we are only a problem that we have, you know. We can succeed, but when we feel like, you know, we can't give up, we can't make it, and the strength weak and so forth, we have to just depend on God. And don't quit, right? Promise you, we're not going to quit. Even if you don't have the money, you're not going to quit. Ready? So this song I'm going to sing is a song called Make a Way. Ready? You will make a way for your people, God. You have always came through, God. Can I get some more volume? Oh, God. Yeah. Listen. Some days high and some days low, but I will not give up. No, I won't let go. I know God will make a way for me. Listen. Oh, I see troubles on the left and troubles on the right, but I trust in you, oh God. I know I'll be alright. I know God is gonna make a way for me, yeah. Hey, sing, you're the God of the valley. Pull up, 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 pull up. We can't pull up a gradation, no. You will make a way for your people, God. You have always came through, yeah. Just believe, don't procrastinate, just push on. Listen, you're gonna have them days here, listen. Some days high and some days low, but I will not give up, no, I won't let go. I know God will make a way for me. Oh, I see troubles on the left and troubles on the right, but I trust in you, oh God. No, I'll be alright. I know. Sing. God will make a way for me. Hey, 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 hey. Sing, you're the God of the valley, the mountains and the sea. So I will, listen, send me now, worry now, pray no. You will make a way for me. You believe that? Powerful and mighty, you provide all of my needs. Through the storms I will believe. I know that you will make a way for me. So even when I can't see certain things, so even if my eyes can see, deep down I do believe. If you can part the sea for Moses, you can open doors for me. I know. Sing with me. Sing. Make a way for me. Hey, 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 hey. Father, you have never once failed me. You kept my family. Jesus, fight for me. You are Jehovah. So you would need put shot from me, so kind of meant to go. Tear down the walls of Jericho. So I know you will take good care of me. You're the God of the valley, the mountains and the sea. with this confidence. Even when things don't look so pretty. We say it's a beautiful day. Turn to them and say it's a beautiful day. Not because I'm beautiful, but because me sure say it's gonna work out for me, right? Ready? Preach it, someone's preaching. Something that church. Ready? When you're ready, put your hands together. Can you look a bit more music? I'm gonna sing on them there. Hey, say this. Look in the mirror, never. Many people died, and so another day I live. Hey, don't ever wanna act too high, 'cause tomorrow I can fall down. So in everything, Lord, hey, 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 and that puts a smile on. Hey, 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 big Lord, I thank you for sunshine. Pull up, 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 pull up. You're at the choir this, right? Ready again. Right away. Right away. Your mama definitely see this. Come on, put your hands together. All right, more M choir now. Say. And many people died, and so another day I live. Hey, hey, don't ever wanna act too high, 'cause tomorrow I can fall down. Hey, so in everything, Lord, hey, and that puts a smile. Hey, 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 big Lord, I thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful day. Don't fuss and fight. Let us unite. We got one life, so let's make it right. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a beautiful day. Hey, 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 hey. Sing it, no more. Sing it. Say I will fear no evil. Won't be this when I see the clock and things. Say everything in life happens for a reason. Disappointment comes with a lesson. It's for me to get wiser. Got to work harder. In the end, it will get better. Sing, Lord, I thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Don't want and fight. Let us unite. We got one life. So let's make it right. Hey. It's a beautiful day. Everybody put something on the ear. Yeah. Everybody wear something on the ear. Real. If you got life, then give God praise. You may not have much, we're living day by day. You can't have faith and don't wanna work. Get up off that seat and put that praise to work. Sing, hey, hey, it's a beautiful day. Say it's a, hey, hey, say it's a beautiful. God bless you.
Jermaine Edwards, everybody! Yes! Somebody feel it. Yeah, the blood is pumping, don't it? Yes, yes, we enjoyed that. That was beautiful. I tell you, I sat at the back there, you know, and if it wasn't for maybe a little dignified occasion, the minister would have been out there, you know. The minister could hardly contain himself. I was watching him. And His Excellency bounced into the beat. I sat there and I said, yes, this grab you all. Thank you, Mr. Jermaine Edwards. Thank you very much. All right, let us settle in again as we move forward This time we'll have valedictorian addresses. And the first one we'll have is from the AIMS HD School of Allied Healthcare, to be given by Mr. Marklon Bedward.
Yes, sir. All right. To the Director of the All-American Institute of Medical Sciences, Dr. Ram Chalasani, Executive Dean, Dr. Peter Horneffer, President, Dr. Vish Pathula, High Commissioner of India to Jamaica, His Excellency Runsung Masakui, Operations Manager and Principal, Mrs. Kadian Mackenzie, Chairperson of the UE Registrar, Dr. Marie Smith, members of the Board of Directors, guest speaker, the Honorable Minister Floyd Green, distinguished guests and other dignitaries, members of the administrative, academic, auxiliary, and support staff, and graduates and their guests, a splendorous afternoon. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the management and staff of the All-American Institute of Medical Sciences, Alliance Health Division, for being given the honor of delivering the 2022 valedictorian speech during this auspicious occasion. I am delighted and thrilled. Not even the cow that jump over the moon happy like me. The American financier J.P. Morgan said, "The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide you're not going to stay where you are." The journey for some began 10 or so months ago, when most, if not all of us, simply wanted a way out of jobs and careers that really stressed us out, or wanting legitimate certification in healthcare to say, "This is mine." AIMS HD provided the fertile ground for us to borrow our hopes and dreams into for nourishment. It provided the avenue for us to get up and going. We were still grasping with the challenges of COVID-19 and trying to find our footing in the new normal. As you know, the pandemic had its knees on our necks for quite a while, and our way of life has drastically changed as a result. Circumnavigating online learning was the order of the day. Our bedrooms, kitchens, and workplaces became our classrooms. We had to endure the raucous noises of vehicles, pets, and even background noises include our children and family members who perhaps believed while we were actively in our class is a perfect time to engage us. Oh, did they get on our nerves? Sentiments such as these forever echoed in our ears. Daily, mute your mic. Sir or miss, you're on mute. Can everyone see my screen? On the flip side, for many walkfoots like myself, we had to endure the public transportation in the very long traffic of Constant Spring Road at 5 p.m. in the sweltering heat to get to class on time. But that didn't stop us. Look at us now. As Christopher Martin illustrated in his song, "I am a big deal." Me and my friend them a big deal. And graduates, we are a very big, big deal. We are very, very important, for real. In front of me sits certified phlebotomy technicians, certified surgical technicians, certified dialysis technicians, and my people at the front, certified pharmacy technicians. My fellow graduates, you have exceeded all odds and have overcome many barriers. You are indeed what the French would call la crème de la crème, the cream of the crop. Please allow me to say a jubilant congratulations to the class of 2022. Each and every one of you in this auditorium made countless sacrifices to be here, sacrifices that could have negatively affected your job security and safety. Now tell me if you relate. Some of us felt like giving up along the journey. As I look at my batchmates right now, I know we all went through it. You had students who had to travel through the gang war-infested areas of Spanish Town to get to school. those who traversed the terrain of Bogwalk to get to school. Many travel from St. Thomas to get to school. Not to mention the many students who travel from St. Anne every single day to make it to class on time. If that doesn't scream resilience, I don't know what does. You took action and you made it happen. You are the epitome of the Jamaican proverb, you can't sit on a bucket and draw water. To the dedicated lecturers and staff, you are the gardeners that tills the fertile ground of our potential. Though we had not always been the easiest to deal with, you are as patient as Job, as dedicated as Abraham, and showed firm leadership like Peter. Even when talking to blank and mute Zoom screens, you persisted. Your unwavering tenacity is what made us blossom, and today we can all bask in our fruits of labor. We trekked through some great and not so great courses and labs along the way. However, like a guiding light, they got us through our destination. If I may interject a bit, I'd like to also big up Professor YouTube and Dr. Google in our time of darkness. Many of us started the program with limited knowledge of the healthcare sciences. Thanks to our lecturers, now we know that a cholecystectomy is a surgical removal of the gallbladder and not the colon, which is a colectomy, Mrs. Nettleford Scott, or that BD on a prescription is twice daily, or that all prescription drugs under the law are list 4 drugs, Mr. McLaren. Or we must never dispense non-selective beta blockers to asthma patients, right, Ms. Plummer? And how could we forget to have good posture and a tidy appearance while giving customer service with a smile, Ms. Bingham? Now, we are more knowledgeable and equipped to take on the arduous task of our healthcare system with professionalism, vigor, and tact. Many great friendships were forged during our times at AIMS HD. I have to big up my crew, Jade, Sasheka, Sabrina, Khalil, Amelia, Sashina, and Kadian. The countless Zoom sessions on campus paid off. Certainly, as we depart this great institution, we will carry many great memories and bonds with us. I'm sure many of us remember the endless conversations with Mr. McLaren after class and exams. And just when the conversation get nice, there was Mrs. Montague at the door with her flashlight, signaling that she's gonna turn up all lights to leave. Or when we underperformed in pharmacy calculations, Mr. McLaren would say, students, I'm nervous. Nobody wants to get 100% like Randine. Though he's not in attendance today, on behalf of our class, Mr. McLaren, wherever you are, we salute you. I must acknowledge all parents, spouses, children, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, and supporters for lending us your financial, emotional, and practical support in our times of need. Thank you for giving us the motivation to endeavor in the face of stress, depression, work, and personal obligations. Remember when I said some of us wanted to give up? We had to give some of our parents a proper drop. Right, Kadian? Now, where do we go from here? Class of 2022, we have arrived at the light of the end of the tunnel. In that light is a world that needs professionally trained individuals such as ourselves. I encourage all of you to refuse to sit on your laurels, but always to strive to make yet another first step into something greater. Graduates, the world is our oyster, and the Alliance Health Division has made us into pearls. Wherever our paths take us, we should always try to be paragons of integrity, principle, and professionalism. Let us look to the horizon and lead into our future with intelligence, personality, diligence, and empathy towards every patient we will serve. Indeed, we have become beneficiaries of the invaluable knowledge we've been taught. As we create our own legacies, we should champion the name of this great institution as the Paramedical Institute of Jamaica, School of Choice. Now, as I close, if I'm so audacious to rephrase the lyrics of Duns Check by Valiant, when a bounce check in an account, no make we upset. None of we never know dance yet. From front of the class, we have a subject. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bedward. Man's like a DJ, man. Yeah, it's like poetry. Thank you very much. At this time, we'll invite for the author of the valedictorian address from the School of Medicine, Miss Sabrina Belinfante. When I call my name, you must sound like that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Founder and our Executive Director, Dr. Ram Chalasani, President, Dr. Vish Patula, Executive Dean, Dr. Peter Onifa, Chair and members of the Advisory Board and Management, High Commissioner of India to Jamaica, His Excellency Mr. Rongstrong Masakai, distinguished guests, academic staff and faculty members, proud parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I stand here today with a joyful heart. It is an utmost honor to be given this opportunity to speak to you all today on behalf of the graduating class of 2022. The vision of AIMS and its institutional excellence has made us what we are today. We had a vision of 2022, though the picture looked blurry at times, we still remain the class of visionaries. Through hard work and determination, today we have finally earned the credentials of MD. The most important piece of advice that I'll share with you today is that when they hand you your diploma, keep moving, just in case they try to take it back. What I'm about to share with you is a personal experience that I've encountered while on this journey. My mom, she was misdiagnosed with glaucoma for years. After studying for my neurology exam that day, as well as combining my history, my physical exams, I was able to formulate my differentials and come up with a differential diagnosis. Mom, you have brain tumor. I was confident to say, with MRI results later confirming the diagnosis. The moral of that story is to remind you that the chapter that you are learning today is going to save someone's life tomorrow. Pay attention, study hard until you are confident to say, I am a doctor, everything is going to be all right. While doing this, aim to strike a balance between work and your personal lives. Spend time with your loved ones, have fun, be humble, and in all that you do it wholeheartedly. A lot of you have traveled from far, almost halfway around the world in pursuit of your dreams. Thank you for making Jamaica your home these past few years. We hope it has met your expectations. Our journey at All American Institute of Medical Sciences are best measured in smiles rather than miles. Let's take a moment to reflect on our collective journey together. Full of enthusiasm and liveliness, we stepped on AIMS School of Medicine soil 4 years ago. As the days went by, we got accustomed to hearing phrases like, remember the quiz next week? This week's reading is, but the all-time favorite was, 5 more minutes to go, students, Mrs. Scott, whenever exams were kept in the auditorium. Even though we breathed a breath of relief, we were prepared to be greeted by that vicious follow-up question, or was it? The challenges of having to adjust to online class as well as face-to-face learning were just few of the battles that we have won. Nonetheless, campus life did nice. From various activities, such as our sports day events, Spartans, what is your profession? Orientation, Halloween night, freshers party, making memories while experiencing the diversity of the different cultural dances, good food, and music. While adjusting to campus life, we quickly learned that it takes a village to raise a child. And as a result, we never forget giving back to our communities. With numerous outreach programs, in particular, the 5K Sunset River Run, camps across the parishes, and even organizing a blood drive in aid of the Black River, Bay Pen, and Cornwall regional hospitals. Fast forward to the second year of MD. This was the year of change. Our foundation was now stronger, and we were grasping the concepts needed to thrive in the hospitals. We officially learned how to drink from the fire hose. Before we could transition to clerkship, we had to do two things. Firstly, was to obtain our white coats. Secondly, was to face the dreaded task of passing I-Form 1. But with dedication, perseverance, and enough sleepless nights, we jumped the hurdle and embraced the rite of passage into clinical clerkship. Hashtag new level unlocked. The first day of clerkship was an interesting one. Imagine my shock when on my first day of pediatric rotation, I was instructed to do a full cardiovascular exam in front of the entire May Pen Hospital staff. Just joking, but I'm pretty sure it was close to that. We were eager clinical clerks, ready to take care of our patients while leaving a lasting impression on our preceptors. Using evidence-based medicine, we applied the knowledge that we accrued. Through the long days at the hospitals, quickly shuffling through ward rounds, even longer nights studying, desperately catching up on daily reading in order to answer questions posed by our preceptors, especially Dr. Kirby ward rounds. We quickly learned that the study methods from basic science had to be adjusted quick and fast. We learned about the fragility of life as we ushered it into this world and held this hand on the way out. We start with patients as we deliver terminal diagnosis, and parents as they hear their child's heartbeat for the first time. Occasionally, we broke down when the weight of expectations, exhaustion, and uncertainty proved too heavy to bear. It was in these circumstances that we found each other and came together as an AAIMS family like we always have. At some point, we must all encounter the crossroad, asking questions. Am I really here? Can I do this? Even so, we donned our stethoscope and white coats, and we continue to put in the work. While every procedure wasn't successful, it was a learning experience. An important thing that we all learned during our studies is the true value of compassion and empathy. It is an honor to become a doctor, but for our patients to trust us with their lives, it is a privilege that we must not take for granted. We displayed an insatiable curiosity for knowledge and a commitment to learning. We prepared for our exams every few weeks, and despite the sheer exhaustion, we were able to find comedic relief in the form of brilliantly crafted means for every situation that we found ourselves in. I am confident to say that we have laughed as much as we learned. And that is how we got through the last few years. We shared our notes, our artistic talents, our secrets, our joys, our disbeliefs, and our tragedies. My future doctors, today you will experience the most beautiful adrenaline rush of your lives, a rush while taking the white coat. Wear your coat with pride and dignity. It is an honor and a privilege to get to serve the public as a physician. White coat recipients, take note of this quote. Dr. Ram always said to focus on the bigger picture, as oftentimes we are preoccupied and distracted with negativity. Step out of your comfort zones, work hard, and have good character. Treat everyone with respect and kindness. Graduates, what a beautiful and handsome set of people. Smart is showing all over you. MD, Doctors of Medicine, class of 2022, congratulations. We have undoubtedly been the biggest and the most outstanding class throughout AIMS history. We graduated in a century still in its infancy, at a time when the world is dealing with an enormous COVID-19 pandemic, but at a time when the opportunity created by those challenges have never been greater. With our PPEs on, a notepad in one hand, a stethoscope in the other, we stood tall, ready to face any obstacle thrown at us, including the dreaded first time we had to percuss a long bass in front of our preceptors. Give yourself a pat on the back. Come on, do it. You deserve it. The time has come for us to rise to the occasion. We now find ourselves 4 years later, starting internship in the face of an uncertainty that is much greater. Again, wading into uncharted territories. Maybe it is a defining part of our story to be the class who is familiar with moving forward despite the unknown. We have shown that we are capable of doing what has never yet been done before. We are the class who will explore the stones yet turned, who will strive for excellence in every task, whether big or small, and big up on ourselves. We have worked hard to get here, but we didn't do this by ourselves. It is the community surrounding us that has made all the difference. For the faculty that has supported us along this tremendous journey, to the lecturers, preceptors, and staff who has enormously shared their time and expertise, often going above and beyond to enhance our learnings, thank you. To the administration, auxiliary, security, and other members of staff, on behalf of my fellow graduates, I hereby extend our sincere gratitude and appreciation to all of you. To the parents, guardians, and partners who offered your unwavering, selfless love in order for us to be here today, we can only imagine the relief that you are experiencing right now. Give them a big round of applause, everyone. Above all, big up Father God, thank you for your constant guidance and blessing. In closing, a quote from Dr. Donald M. Berwick, Yale University, 2010, and I quote, "Those who suffer need you to be something more than a doctor. They need you to be a healer. And to be a healer, you must do something even more difficult than putting your white coats on. You must take your white coats off. You must recover, embrace, and treasure the memory of your sheer failed humanity, of the dignity in each and every soul." Congratulations, class of 2022.
Congratulations, class of 2022. Big up yourself. And there's only some people that they big up, because some of you just don't want to big up business. All right. Thank you very much, Miss Sabrina Belinfante. Let me invite to the lectern to introduce the guest speaker, Mrs. Cadian McKenzie, Director of Operations.
To our specially invited guests at the table, His Excellency Mr. Rongsong Masuki, High Commissioner of India to Jamaica, The Honorable Mr. Floyd Green, Minister without Portfolio, Office of the Prime Minister. The Honorable Mrs. Audrey Sewell, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and Office of the Prime Minister. Dr. Maurice Smith, and I'll just say Chairman, Advisory Board of Management. Ms. Julia Edwards, Senior Education Officer. And to our management team, Dr. Ram Chalasani, Dr. Peter Ornifer, and Dr. Viswanathan Patula. Graduates, other specially invited guests, faculties, staff, parents, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pause for a moment to say a huge congratulations to the graduating class of 2020. You have made it. All right. 2022, I'm sorry. All right, in introducing the guest speaker, you will understand why he was asked to be the keynote speaker. Of course, notwithstanding, he's not a medical doctor. But as an attorney at law and member of parliament for the Southwestern Division of St. Elizabeth, Minister Floyd Green's zealotry, confidence, charm, and political acumen have allowed him to serve with pride and dignity, in which he was even accounted as the youngest Minister of Agriculture. His professional career for law started at Monroe College and further mushroomed as he read for a degree in history. With a minor in political science at UWI, Mona campus in Jamaica, he was ultimately awarded his Bachelor of Law degree with honors in 2006 from UWI, Cayville, Barbados. His legal education certificate from the Norman Manley Law School in Jamaica. While at the University of the West Indies, he served as president of the Student Guild in Cave Hill and president of the Caribbean's first and largest young professional political organization, Generation 2000, that's G2K, an affiliate of the Jamaica Labour Party. An advancement in his political career saw him serving in positions in the Jamaican government as the Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information in 2016, and Minister of State in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries in 2019. During this period, he was instrumental in the following: tabling Jamaica's national youth policy, forming the Jamaica Youth Advisory Council, reforming Jamaica's Child Protection Agency, assessing the impact of Jamaica's creative and industry, and lobbying for and bringing to fruition Jamaica's first group life health insurance for farmers and fisherfolk. During his tenure as Minister of Agriculture, Minister Floyd Green crafted Jamaica's new phase, and that stands for Food Strategy, which focused on strengthening food security, developing agribusiness, introducing climate-smart technologies, and expanding exports. Following his exceptional performance in the ministry, he now continues to serve selflessly and with a sincere heart. I present our guest speaker, the Honorable Floyd Green, who now serves as Minister without Portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister. Please make him welcome.
Thank you very much. I must start by saying that I have been having a wonderful time. I definitely believe bringing Jermaine Edwards, whoever came up with that idea, deserve a round of applause. Because in his song, in his music, he brought together so many of the emotions that we feel as we sit here to celebrate this wonderful occasion. It's a reminder that no matter when the days get low, you can still keep going
and you must always be grateful and give thanks, because ultimately it is a beautiful day. So there are two things I know to be true. There is a protocol that when you come to an official function of this nature, the keynote address must be at least 3 times longer than the longest greeting. The second thing I know to be true, as I reflect on graduations, is that the best keynote addresses are the shortest keynote addresses. And again, I must tell you, the speeches thus far have been tremendous. They have been wonderful. They have covered almost every area that you would want to hear at a graduating function. But I am especially pleased by our 2 valedictorians, who I think did a tremendous job. And you know what I love about the speeches? Sometimes you go to a graduation ceremony and the speech don't feel real. Like they want to pretty up the thing. They were honest. They spoke about not only the challenges, but the successes. And I don't know if you realize, in both speeches, what played out to be true is how you have formed a new network, how you've come together to face your challenges, and ultimately, you have won. So you should be very proud of yourselves today. His Excellency, our High Commissioner of India, who gave a wonderful presentation, a very all-encompassing presentation. Dr. Ram, who is our founder and executive director, and I consider him my constituent. Yes. Right, Dr. Vish? Dr. Vish is literally my constituent that lives in a wonderful place called Flagaman in St. Elizabeth. Dr. Honefer, you can be my constituent. I'm in the business. So please, you are welcome to get a nice lot in Treasure Beach and come down. Our Senior Education Officer, Julia Edwards, of course, the Honorable Audrey Sewell, who is in fact my boss. So no matter what she says, she runs the ministry. So I have learned to listen to her, and you will do well. Dr. Maurice Smith, our chairman, and I think you should give the chairman and the advisory board a big round of applause. When you see the caliber of the board, people like Dr. Smith and P.S. Sewell, who have served education at multiple levels, it is no wonder why AIMS is doing so well. I think you have heard already, the world is going through a massive transition in relation to healthcare. And healthcare is at the fore of the evolution of our world. We have seen so many ongoing disruptions: health, social, education, services. And what remains true is that the best and well-trained health professionals will stand out now more than ever. So while people see challenges, for all of you here who are sitting before me who are graduating, the world now is a wonderful opportunity for you to show that you are some of the best and the most well-trained. And that fact is true because you were trained by AIMS. Not true? And as you sat here and you listened to the story of AIMS, I hope you recognize that there are some things that hold true to the institution that you are a part of and that you now go forward to represent. That is, this institution is an institution of big vision. It's an institution that doesn't look at the problem and says what cannot be done. It looks at the problem and says what can be done and sets about to get it done. I am very, very proud that as Member of Parliament, I have AIMS as one of the educational institutions in my constituency. And I'm proud not just because of their vision, but because of the fact that that vision is based on community and is based on innovation. And I have seen it. So it's a vision that's around people. How can we use education to truly transform rural and urban communities? How can we ensure that we're training in areas that the world needs so that when our students are finished, they will have jobs that they can go into? How can we look at how we deliver educational services from a private sector perspective to reach to more people? That I see as the vision of AIMS. And my interaction with the students of AIMS has been very, very good. In fact, you would have heard, I was very impressed to see our local campus in Black River undertake a blood drive, not just for the hospital that we have there, but for hospitals across Jamaica, to ensure that we are not just walking, not just talking the talk, but we're walking the walk. And I think the students deserve a big round of applause for that. But in fact, they've done a lot more. Dr. Smith, they have been a part of all our sort of outreach activities. Anything that we're doing, they come and they offer services, take pressure, help our residents to frontally deal with their health challenges. In fact, I realize that they have now become so ingrained in the community, Dr. Vish, that they put a football team in our local night football competition. I won't tell you how it go, but let me just say, it was a little bit like Argentina and Saudi Arabia. You can decide which was which. But the fact that they are truly integrated is what we want to see. And I think it's a testament to the philosophy of AIMS. Because AIMS is about community. How can we make the community better? And AIMS is about innovation. And you would have seen it. You would have seen how many different programs they have brought in, that they look at the landscape and they say that this is a need and we are going to fill that need. You would have heard that before COVID-19, they recognized that you have to use a hybrid methodology to transmit your educational services so that when COVID came, they were able to transition. And I can tell you the last time I had the opportunity, which wasn't so long ago, to speak to a gathering like this, unfortunately, it wasn't in person, but it was via the online methodology. But just to show you how AIMS is about innovation, at that time I spoke and I said, one of the areas that I feel like we're not doing enough around is ophthalmology. We really don't have enough training or practitioners to help our people who have challenges with their eyes. And I know, even though you don't see me in my glasses today, anytime you see me pass you and I don't call to you, I say me never see you. I mean, the contacts now work so good. And I said that, and within the year, the team from AIMS met with the team from the Ministry of Health, and they were able to launch earlier this year in September the first ophthalmology program in the island. That is innovation. But it also tells me that whatever I ask AIMS for, I will get. And since they give me another opportunity, I will tell you, we definitely need to look at some additional areas. And I know, Dr. Ram, you've started out in medical sciences, and you've added a number of the allied health services. But there is still a tremendous need in tertiary science education. As the world transitions, as healthcare transitions, as we move from manual spaces to digital spaces, we will need more programmers, software developers. We will need people who are able to take their health education and translate that into an application that can be used by people all around the world, developed right here in Jamaica. I would love to see AIMS starting from your Black River campus. And there's some space, I can talk to the landowner, don't worry yourself, it is possible, to look into how can we get those young people coming out of their high schools into these accelerated software development programs. There is a significant need. And whether that software is health related or not, we do need more developers. And it is something I would love to see as we build out, Dr. Ram, the knowledge network right there in St. Elizabeth. But yeah, man, you can clap Dr. Ram, because I'm going to get it done. And you know, since I'm here, the beauty is that, and Dr. Ram has already said it, the High Commissioner would be a great partner in this journey. And I say it not just because he's here, but because India has shown what can be done when you really use education to transform a society. India now definitely produces the most computer technicians, computer software programmers that the world has. I would love you to just look, when you have some time, use your YouTube and Google and look at our top tech companies in the world and look who are their chief technical officers, their chief operating officers, and which country they have come from. And not only come from, where they were trained. And I guarantee you, you will see that almost all of them are Indians who were trained in India. So India has a wonderful advantage, and I want to see a strengthening of the partnership between AIMS and India to really develop that first rural technology-based institute. We have the foundation, we have the talent, let's get it done. The other thing is that we mustn't be afraid to trade for export. We mustn't be afraid to look in the world and to see what are the fast-growing areas that do not have enough people and train and export our citizens. Because we know for a fact we have the best trainers and we have the best people. When you combine the best trainers with the best people, you get the best trained workforce in the entire world. So it's not by chance why people come here to try and get Jamaicans to come into their jurisdiction. And what we have to do is train sufficiently so that we can fulfill our need, but also fulfill the external need. So we must be training for export. And we must be inviting more people to come to the best place on earth to train. That is the reality. And if you ask our students who have traveled from India to be here, they have had a life-changing experience by encountering some of the best people in the world and coming into our space. We must push to expand that reach. But AIMS is just the institution. AIMS will be judged not on what we speak about here, not on just the campus. AIMS will be judged on you. You are AIMS. And when you go out into the workforce, that is what people will use to determine if AIMS is a stellar institution. Then not Dr. Vish, not Dr. Smith, you all in your interactions. So the question is, do you in your life embody some of the characteristics that I have mentioned in relation to AIMS? So one, do you have a big vision for yourself? Do you? Do you? You have to have a big, I love that. I don't feel good, we can't sit down now. No, but you have to have a big vision for yourself. And clearly the fact you are here, it means that this was a part of your vision. But some of us love to play small. Some of us love to say, it can't work. We only can do this. Some of us spend so much time looking at our problems that we don't see our opportunities. And I know for a number of you, this was a massive step. I know it wasn't easy to decide in the middle of a pandemic with all the stress that you're going to focus on your education. But you made the right decision. But this is not the end, as you've heard before. And your vision must be bigger than today. So I'm saying to you, just as your institution, who when they started, they laughed at Dr. Ram and said, couldn't be possible. You go into Black River, nobody don't want to go to Black River. You have 6 students, you're going to fail. And over a decade later, we're here celebrating him. What is your big vision? What is your big plan? Have you written it down? Where will you be in 5 years? Don't leave it a chance. Take a little time. Put it on your phone. Put it on notes. Say, in 5 years, at this and this and this. We want to make sure it's a big get. Because it focuses your mind to work towards it. When I decided I wanted to go into politics, I wrote down that I want to be MP in St. Elizabeth, because that's where I'm from. And it wasn't a smooth sailing. The first seat that I was interested in, while me thinks I work in the right direction, it wasn't working. Me thinks the man who they have the seat did soon left. I go down there, I start keep treat, and I said it sound good. That the man, they're still an MP to this day. But I had set myself a 5-year target. So I knew what I wanted to do. I had written it down. I wanted to be president of G2K. I went and I did that, and I wanted to get into a seat. And my 5-year target was achieved in 3 years. I was large because I was focused. So when another opportunity opened up in St. Elizabeth, I wasn't ifing and butting. I knew that was my opportunity. And I jumped at it. I'm saying you are part of an institution with a big vision. Have a big vision for yourself. Write it down and get to it, because it can be done. The other thing is that you're part of an institution that believes in community. And I must be honest, I do find sometimes as Jamaicans progress up the educational ladder, they find it less favorable to engage with their community. Our communities need us now more than ever. You have shown that you have the aptitude and the capacity to achieve well academically. How about putting some of that aptitude and capacity into helping to transform our communities? Part of what is happening on the ground in Jamaica is that the people who are being mentors, the people who are being looked up to as role models, are not people who mean this country well. So the people who run the streets and run the road and who sit down with the youth them not guide the youth them on a path where it makes sense. They might guide the youth them on some path where it is sure that their life cycle will be short. But more of us have to go back on the streets, in the communities. I know it's a rough place. I know it's a difficult task. But more of you have to be mentors for those who are to come. Because all of you sit down here with some wonderful stories of how you are resilient and how you have excelled. And a lot of people don't know your story. And if you don't share your story with people, oftentimes people will believe they don't have any hope. I'm saying to you as a representative of AIMS, take your story back into the community and use that to transform the communities. And this is whether your community is in St. Anne, Kingston, Spanish Town, or India. It doesn't make a difference. But you have to find people to mentor and to lift up, or we're going to continue to have a big problem. Finally, AIMS is about innovation. It's not about staying static. It's about finding new ways to do things. Don't go out into the world and just now fit into your regular day-to-day. And never stop learning. So in order to innovate, you have to be on the cutting edge of what is happening. So whether you are in the allied health professions or you are a doctor, continue that learning journey. And also, I don't know how many of you reflect that Dr. Ram is a doctor, but he's a businessman. He decided to use his knowledge to establish a business that, even though him say him don't have tons of money, him not doing too bad. What else can you use your knowledge to do? It doesn't necessarily have to be just to get a job. What problem can you use your knowledge to solve? What area can your knowledge be monetized to ensure that you get the greatest return on your investment? I want you to think on these things because I want to see more Dr. Rams coming out of AIMS. I want you to find an area, look at a problem, say, you know, this is missing. I'm going to set this up, make some money, and live good. So I want you to have a big vision for yourself. So I want you to have a big vision for yourself. I want you to focus on the community, and I want you to continue innovating. And as we close, I want you to big up the faculty of AIMS. I find in Jamaica we have a style that when you do well, you hear, what a way brighter and go on good. And when you do poorly, you hear, what a way the lecturer not deal with it good. Let me tell you something. The faculty would have had to work doubly hard during COVID-19 to get you through. As hard as you work, believe me, they had to work harder. And to transition from what was largely face-to-face methodology to online to back, them deserve a bigger round of applause. The other people who deserve a round of applause is your support team, your support group. And I hear Mr. Bedward talk about how sometimes when you're in the midst of studying, the picnic, the mother, them find something to talk to you about and stressing out. I try to know how no stressful when you study. You see, when you start complaining, when you are going through educational journey, you can be a heavy burden on those around you. So I think you should give them a bigger round of applause because they stuck with you and they're here now to celebrate with you your success. But above all, I think we all can say we're proud of you. You have done very, very well. In the most trying of times, you are resilient. You are strong. There is nothing that you set your mind to that you cannot do. And I think we all should give the graduates a big round of applause. So please, as you head out, let your light shine. I come from a place that they say a city set up on a hill cannot be hid. So let your light shine so that when people interact with you and they say to you, wait, how is school did it go? You can say AIMS with pride. God bless you.
My boss said thank you at the beginning. Cannot be. Thank you Mr. Guest Speaker, Member of Parliament, Mr. Floyd Green. Sir, I'll invite you again to stand as we make a presentation to you. You wanna come around the front? Hold it in and keep smiling. Okay. Round of applause, everybody. Thank you again, sir. I know the hours is running by, so we are moving forward. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, don't it? The moment you've been waiting for. That's why you come here now, to take picture and all these things, don't? The moment you've been waiting for. Please don't run down here and with your phone, though. We have a photographer here that's working, and if you don't have a good phone, you can zoom. Just not bother try to take the picture. All right, with good zoom and all these things. All right, so at this time, we'll have the presentation of certificates and awards. And we will be presenting from the school, first up, the School of Allied Healthcare Services. And to make the presentation, we'll ask Dr. Vishwanathan Pathula to make his way down to hand out these certificates. And we'll begin with recipients from the Pharmacy Technician Program. Please stand. Tech, please stand. Okay. And we begin. Stacy Baxter. Marklon Bedward. Sanagay Benjamin Rowe. Melissa Bruce. Shanna Bruce. Natonia Campbell. Jordan Clark. Aniali Clayton. Sashaka Daly. Christian Douglas. Daniel Edwards. Fernando Frey. Shanice Graff. Oh, Mr. Frey. Fernando Frey. Cecilia Henry. Francine Henry. Kadeen Hyde. Sarah Jack. Shashini Johnson. Jacqueline Laws. Kenisha McCullough. Kadisha McLeod. Sabrina Morrison. Stacy Ann Muir. Demonita Perry. Carrion Roberts McEwen. Janelle Satchel Green. Shanil Shaw. Verna Simpson. Jade Smith. Maxie Smith. Ezrika Stevens. Narissa Stewart. Jody Ann Stoney. Crystal Tapping. Sasha K. Timor. Kamara Williams-Gale. Recipients from the Pharmacy Technician Group, thank you. Please sit. Give them a round of applause, everybody. from the Medical Assistant and Phlebotomy Technician Program, please stand. Danica Barrett. Anna Gail Burtson. Tashina Blake. Chrisana Brown. Ashley Daly. Olivia Gray. Lakeisha Muir. Karel Robinson. Shimmery Scott. Shamari Scott. And Stacy Sinclair. Tanise Thompson. Shakir White. Javina Wilson. All recipients from the Medical Assistant and Phlebotomy Technician Program, a round of applause, please. You may have your seat. Thank you. Students from the Dialysis Technician Program, please stand. Please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Edwards. Tamika Wizard. Thank you very much, the dialysis technicians. Recipients from the program, surgical technicians, please stand. Surge tech. Valet Ferron. Patrice Taylor. Thank you, Dr. Abdullah. Thank you, School of Applied Healthcare. This time I invite Dr. Peter Hornifer to make the presentation to the following groups. And he will be presenting to the recipient of Associate Degree in Health Sciences, Bachelor Degree in Health Sciences, and Doctor of Medicine. Well, students from, no, this is the interesting part now, all right? This is the good part. Yeah? Yeah, this is the good part. Not for you, no, but for me. Will the recipient from the Associate of Science Degree in Health Sciences please stand? You're all standing? Okay. Here we go. Javon Barracks. Come on. Javon? Not here? Okay. Blessimal Cherian. Dilip Damodaran. Maheshwara Gangireddy. Lindsay Coilrash. Naviasri Konkula. Sri Vaishnavi Lingala. Vineeth Mathialagan. Okay. Crystal Ponitusurel. Bhavya Prasad. Diva Kumaran Raj. Divina Renchan. Swetha Selvan. Rohita Shibu. Hanaga Sunny. Padmavati Venkatasan. Shahini Williams. Melvin Xavier. Put your hands together for the recipient of the Associate of Science Degree in Health Sciences. Please, you may be seated. For the persons receiving your certificate in the Bachelor of Science Degree in Health Sciences, please stand. I'm sorry, there should be 3 persons on one stand, so trying to figure out who the name is. I'm sorry. Yeah, we've been working on the name. All right? Okay, so recipient of the Bachelor of Science degree in Health Sciences, Hema Vanaparte. He's the head boy. He's like the head person. He's like the student leader or something. Amen. Thank you very much. For the Doctor of Medicine, recipients, please stand. Okay, this is a big day. Binta Abdullahi. Sabrina Belinfante. Rahul Boda. Tulasi Bomanaboyena. Alexandria Greenwood. Yusenekong Iwok. Lacia Johnson. Chencho Naga Rakante. Puspendra Patel. Mahesh Sagala. Glenise Smith. Niameke Solomon. Okay, I'm sorry. Enyamiki. Oh, I'm sorry. Enyamiki Solomon. Yeah, I was probably to get that right. Shridanya Taminide. Dhruv Sanjay Kumar. Yes, Vest. Oh, that's you. No, there's a name here before you. Zaria Wint. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Hornifer. Round of applause for our doctors in the house. You may be seated. At this time, let me invite Dr. Paula Demonita. Huh? I'm trying to find that name, sorry. Dr. Paula Diamante, Chief Academic Officer, to administer the Hippocratic Oath, if I get that word correctly.
Thanks so much. Can I just take a moment to say you moved me to tears. I'm grateful to be here. So, if you would stand and read after me. Thank you. What?
Just the doctor of medicine. Doctors of medicine, please stand.
Do you have your... So repeat after me, all right? I do solemnly swear by that which I hold most sacred, that I will be fully committed to those I serve and loyal to the profession of medicine and just to its members, that I will share the knowledge and skills which I have received with my colleagues and with future generations of physicians, that I will lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor, that into whatsoever house I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick, to the utmost of my power, holding myself aloof from wrong, from corruption, from the tempting of others to vice, that I will exercise my art solely for the care of my patients. I will give no drug and perform no operation without justifiable purpose, nor ever suggest it, that whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of patients, which is not fitting to be spoken, I will keep inviolably secret. These things I do promise, and in proportion as I am faithful to this my oath, may happiness and good repute be ever mine. Be ever mine. The opposite, if I shall be forthwith. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Diamante. At this time, I invite Dr. Ram to make the, this is not presentation, but to quote these recipients. We go to the white coat ceremony at this time. The white coat ceremony is a tradition where students receive their official first white coat from AIMS as a symbol of the trust being bestowed upon them to carry on the noble tradition of becoming doctors. We will now, as I said before, invite Dr. Ram to cloak students right now. Students to be white-coated, please stand. And these are as follows. Elizabeth Beck. Elizabeth Beck. Victor Brown. Blessimal Cherian. Dilip Damodaran. Chantal Drisdale. Maheshwara Gangireddy. Thiru Vikiraman Gunashekaran. Ayibi Akim. Shadma Inam. Bubesh Indira. Abigail James. Zanita Klaas. Lindsay Rebecca Coleridge. Navia Sri Konkola. Sri Vaishnavi Lingala. Amara Madan. Punara Rasan Nagarajan. Deepak Palingni Kumar. Crystal Punito Sorrell. Hey. Luke Prabhudas. Bhavya Prasad. Deva Kumaran Raj. Gayatri Raji. Chitana Rama Lingam. Devina Renchan. Palak Samtani. Sweta Selva. Okay. Okay. Rohita Shibu. Anaga Sunny. Lolaswi Shoya Devara. Okay. Okay. Harish Kumar Tamodara. Vinton Vaz. Kalaselvi Velmurugan. Padmavati Venkatisan. Soryash Venubaka. Anto Camilius Thomas Victor. Aparna Vinod. Shahini Williams. Elsa Mary Wilson. Melvin Xavier. Thank you, Dr. Ram. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. Please remain standing as we invite again Dr. Paula Diamante to come and administer the professional pledge.
Thanks so much. So you have so just repeat after me, okay? I promise to pursue diligently my medical education and training from this day until I retire from medical practice. Put the interests of my patients before my own. Respect and value my fellow health professionals. Be tolerant, compassionate, and honest. Respect, support, and encourage my classmates. Now, my colleagues, adhere to the university's code of values and to behave well and honorably throughout my medical career, always striving to be worthy of the privilege of being a doctor and never abusing it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Diamante. Thank you. You may be seated. Everybody feeling good? You feeling all right? You say hungry? No, man. You should have. No, man. Graduation, you come, you know. The KFC, you come, man. Graduation, you should get a little thing before, man, and something like that. Or put a little thing, a bullet in your bag or something like that. All right. Let me invite His Excellency, Mr. Ronsung Masakwi, to come and make the following presentations. So for best performances in the Associate in Health Science program, the following persons will, I call you, come and accept your award. Best performance in the Associate Health Sciences goes to Lindsay Coilraj. For best performance in clinical sciences, Binta Abdullahi. Student Leadership Award, Tulasi Bomana Boyena. Student Impact Award, Enyamike Solomon. Mahesh Sagala. Shridanya Taminidi. Thank you, His Excellency, Your Excellency. To present the valedictorian and outstanding graduate student award, we'll invite Dr. Peter Hornifer to make the presentation. And this goes to, oh, she's not walking already, that's all. Sabrina Belinfante, everybody. Doctor, please, this one. And this one is, I don't know what you all do down there or what you all participate in. But for whoever is a champion, call it Sparta. Seriously? Sparta. Spartans. Spartans. Put your hands together for the Sports Award to Spartans. Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Hornifer, thank you very much. The following presentations will be made to students from the School of Allied Healthcare, and invite Mrs. Audrey Sewell to come and make these presentations. The Honorable Audrey Sewell to make these presentations. Presentation. Top students. Pharmacy Technician Program for June 2021, Kingston Branch, Miss Francine Henry. Pharmacy Technician Program, Kingston Branch, February 2022, Mr. Markland Bedward. Pharmacy Technician Program, Mandeville Branch, June 2021, Miss Stacian Muir. Medical Assistant and Phlebotomy Technician Program, Kingston Branch, September 2021, Miss Shamari Scott. Thank you, Mrs. Sewell. Overall Top Students Award to be presented by Dr. Marie Smith. Pharmacy Technician Program. Overall top students, Kingston Branch 2022. Guess who? Markland Bedward. Surgical Technician Program, Kingston Branch 2022. You don't know that one, don't you? Miss Patrice Taylor. Thank you, Dr. Smith. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Smith. At this time, we'll move to the presentation to the intern sites, and this will be done by Mrs. Cadian McKenzie. We have a rolling program. So we have a rolling program. This presentation to be made to our intern site. There's been a change. Ms. Julia Edwards to make these presentations. Is a representative from Online Medics in the house. Online is here. Online is here. Presenting to Online Medics for outstanding contribution to medical assistant and phlebotomy technician program for 2022. We'll make this present. I give them a round of applause, please. Tremendous support. Thank you very much, Ms. Edwards. Thank you very much. And now, Doctor, we want to present another valedictorian award, and we'll invite Dr. Patula to make this presentation. This person will receive 2 awards right now, and that is the Valedictorian Award and Top Student Award for AAIMS-HE graduating class of 2022, and that is Mr. Markland Bedward. He will also receive the McLaren Award. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'll have the vote of thanks to be done by or given by Dr. Vishwanathan Patula, the President. Thank you.
It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day, isn't it? Absolutely thrilling day. Every one of you what you achieved made me emotional. When I see young people coming in, 18-year-olds, or into the MD program or the associate degree program, when they graduate, become useful people, citizens of the humanity, it makes me emotionally impacted. All right, I would not repeat most of the things what the other speakers have spoken really well. I'm not that good in repeating what they said. The one thing, some of the speakers rightly mentioned what AIMS has achieved. And of all those achievements, I would count that AIMS managed to keep its doors open throughout the COVID time. That is an outstanding achievement considering it is a small school with a limited resources in a rural arena. And I could tell you confidently, not many institutions managed to do this. And AIMS is one of those. And credit goes to all of you. And I would like to add, actually, Sabrina, you mentioned the security, but there are other people as well. Who fed you when you were staying at the campus? Who cleaned your rooms when you were staying at the campus? Who took the taxis, shared taxis, during the height of the pandemic when there were no vaccines and the Delta variant was killing people? They came to the campus to make you live, survive, and study. And all of those contributions, along with academic faculty and yourself, contributed to the success. I want to give all of you to give a round of applause to this. I would call them unsung heroes. Security, who kept you from jumping the wall, right? Because you wanted to jump the wall and go out and have a party. They kept you safe, right? And the chefs, they're standing there. Give them another round of applause. And the serving staff, in spite of making little money, they took taxis and shared taxis, exposing themselves to the risk, and came and took care of you. This reminds me of one real incident that took place some years ago, long before you were born, in the United States. President John F. Kennedy went to one of the space launch units in Florida. He was taking a tour. He was walking the hallway, followed by entourage, and he saw a man. So President asked him, "What do you do?" The gentleman said, "I put people on the moon." Right? You may think, just take a guess what his profession would be. Yes, janitor. Look at the pride they have, or he had, right? That is a pride these people have. Our food department people, security people, and the people who kept the water flowing. These are all people who contributed. So I just want you to remind you on that one. Okay. I will be short because some other people at this table, I'm standing in between. They're going to the bathroom and finishing my speech. So, because of the age, I'm one of those, right? So I'll be quick. Dr. Ram, I'm breaking the protocol. When he asked me to take up this job, I looked at the whole picture. And, Mike, sorry. And then I said to myself, why didn't I do this when I was a young man? I missed the opportunity, but I wanted to join the effort, the vision you had, and I wanted to join that. Now, Dr. Ram and I, we speak so often, almost on a daily basis. And so much trust existed between us. Now I consider him as a younger brother, truly. Right? And another point I would like to make, which did not come up in the discussions, the integrity part of it, right? And Minister Floyd said Dr. Ram did well with the money. Dr. Ram really puts money behind your quality education. I could tell you with 100% certainty. Though he owns a school, he put his capital into it. He has the entire financial risk. He puts a quality and integrity ahead of his money and profits. I wanted all of you to remember that. All right, Dr. Hanifer, I'm breaking the protocol again. Peter, you're an intellectual heavyweight. I'm publicly saying that. The quality you brought to the school, there is another AIMS in India, by the way, if you don't know it. That AIMS is the premier institute in India, medical institute. And you has brought this AIMS either match or beat in some areas. Please keep doing that. Thank you for doing that. His Excellency, Mr. Ramsang Maskwai. And I'm so gratified that you made time to come this afternoon to see these Indian students here, as well as the Jamaican graduates. I want to impress upon you, just like the leadership in India, the government leadership, where the president is from eastern part of the country. How about this? Right? And the prime minister is from the western part, and you are from the eastern part. Our students, some of them are from Gujarat, some of them from Delhi, some of them are from south near Chennai. They're from all over. So they represent what the geographical distribution. I just want to impress upon you. Right? So I request you to come and visit our campus and meet them in person, these students. Mr. Sowell, Honorable Sowell, your commitment to AIMS is steadfast. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, sharing a real story without permission from Mrs. McKenzie. Where is she? She told me how instrumental you were in genesis of this institution. She was getting all of the runaround. She came to the education department. She parked herself in the parking lot. The security guard wouldn't allow her inside. She waited outside until you came in. You saw Mrs. McKenzie and asked, "What are you doing here?" And then the story went on. So I'm sharing that story with this group, how instrumental you were in starting us of this institution. And Dr. Smith, you keep us with your probing questions during the board meetings in the swim lane, right? And I have to prepare extra. I thought I smooched with Minister Hill and kept him on my side, but he kept your respectable distance, and he kept me and the other team in the swim lane so that we do our job well. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. Miss Edwards, Thank you for all the support you extend from your department, without which AIMS would not be existent. Thank you. All right, Markland, you threw a challenge to this group here. Don't stagnate, grow in your careers. I'm echoing that. Some of you are pharmacy technicians, some of you are surgical technicians, dialysis technicians, medical assistants. There are opportunities to grow up. We have MD program, we have optometry program, and I would really like to see some of you come back and enroll in our program and become doctors, become optometrists. And who knows, we may have a program with nursing degree in future. I want you to come and utilize those opportunities and have that vision dream Minister Green talked about, aim high. And Sabrina, awesome work you did with your mother. Please, you already doing great things with what the knowledge you acquired. Keep doing that with your knowledge you have. And now, my well-wisher, friend, Honorable Minister Green. He is a steadfast supporter for our institution. I will tell you the example right now. He spent 3.5 hours here this afternoon. If you check his phone, there will be hundreds of messages. And he decided to come and spend time with you. And when I request Dr. Ram and Mrs. McKenzie agreed with in a huddle that we would request the minister to be our chief guest, then I sent a message to him. And guess what? Anybody could answer this question. How long it took to get an answer from him? Just take a guess. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, he said yes. That is the kind of commitment he has. And also, Minister Green encourages us to think big, think diversify. You heard that in the speeches. And the optometry program has a lot of genesis in his encouragement. And we got that done because of his help, pushing it through in 15 months from the concept to the starting the classes. We did it in 15 months. And guess what it took in Guyana to get it done? 7 years. And we got it done 15 months because of people like you. So we'll continue to solicit your guidance, your support, along with the board here. Thank you, Minister. And then Mr. and Mrs. McKenzie. Mr. McKenzie, Carl, I could see his relief whenever the Indian name is not there. English name came, I could see his relief. Wow, Solomon, good. And then Bammana Boyana, oh my God, this is a, so he was set up by his wife. Trust me, he was set up by his wife. He's a good man, he's a great man, he's a great manager at Berger Company. I know him personally, but his wife set him up. Right? And finally, Mrs. McKenzie. I thought through a little bit in my mind, should I mention her name? She has been with the institution even before the inception, as I shared that story with you. And she knows the institution. If Dr. Ram got sick some time ago, I was told, institution ran when even if he was not available. Mrs. Mackenzie doesn't come to school or the office one day, the school doesn't function. You may say that is a bad management, single point of failure, but that's what it is, right? So, Mrs. Mackenzie, I really, really thank you for what all you do. And she has a young family. She raises children and runs a program, runs an institution. Thank you. All right, it's a beautiful day. Enjoy it. God bless you all and the institution.
Thank you, Dr. Patula. How you feeling? You feel good? Huh? This is a day of days in your lives. You will never forget a day like today, don't it? Don't it? You talk about it from some time to come. All right. Let me just say to you, thank you. You've been a beautiful audience. And it has been my pleasure being here. It's been a learning, doctor? It's been a learning occasion. Yes. I had to give the minister a chance to call some of them names. You take the challenge. You still don't. Thank you very much. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for being here. And I won't say anything, but listen, the minister said one thing. What can you use your knowledge to do? And it's a question you need to keep asking yourself. What can I do with this that I've learned? Do I keep it to myself, or do I use it to change the world one person, one deed at a time? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Put your hands together. Come on, make it more resounding. Thank you very much. At this time, we'll invite the head table, or specially invited guests, to go with Mrs. Mackenzie as she'll take you to the VIP section while we do the recessional graduating class. Will you stand, all graduates? No, you're no longer graduates, but graduates, because you have now received your authority to become. Please don't move, don't move, don't move. Let me just say to you, graduates, there's some refreshment provided, but hold on, you'll be here for some photography session, some pictures to be taken. The following 3 persons before you go. That's Daniel Edwards, Tamika Wizard, Stacy Baxter. Will you meet Mrs. Montague backstage? She needs to have a conversation with you right immediately after we go over there. You will have your picture session to be done, the photographer is here, and then refreshment downstairs for the graduates. This after Mr. Music, have your say. Thank you. Have a blessed afternoon. And go with the grace of God. Protection on the roads. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe.
Let me start that one here. Like how Martin Luther King would have started. My dream, my dream, my dream, my dream, my dream. Tell you my dream is to live my dream. Hear the most high in me sleep when me sleep. Tell you my goal, my goal, my goal. All of my goal is to reach my goal. Live a happy life, put it on me headstone. Nobody no fi cry over me dead. Look at me now, where them treat me less than gold. Put me in a box like a rectangle. Oh oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. I mean, you tell you my life where them used to go round me, go round. No one used to come round me. My life was so lonely. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Me Me a take plane like JUTC. When you see me, it's on TV. Shows after shows after shows after shows. Tours after tours after tours after tours. When me name call is like roars after roars. Sweet melody and chorus after chorus. Them like a one door, me bust doors after doors after doors after doors after doors after doors. Look at me now, where them treat me less than gold. Put me in a box like a rectangle. Oh oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. And me can tell you my life where them used to go round me, go round. No one used to come round me. My life was so lonely. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Just blessing just a flow over. This a copia and a cover. Judge a soldier, from boardhouse to sidewalk to leather sofa. Them say me living at the coast and no track, no sir. Me no mix up in a coca. Marijuana no dust to the nose, yeah. I no powder, not a obia. Can't get over. Look at me now, where them treat me less than gold. Put me in a box like a rectangle. Oh oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. And me can tell you my life where them used to go round me, go round. No one used to come round me. My life was so lonely. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Me a thank God for me blessing. No, me can afford to give back to some of the same people. Them we used to set things, all who used to set him. Now bust him, can't bust them. Same one I take bust. Come on stage trophy, call up them, but me still a call up them. Bust them, but me can't trust them. See them, but me not touch. No hit them, but me can't love them. From Trenchtown, I next star rise again. Look at me now, where them treat me less than gold. Put me in a box like a rectangle. Oh oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. I mean, I tell you my life where them used to life, where them used to life, where them used to life.
Smart it. I'm telling you, just love yourself. I mean, value yourself, think highly of yourself. You know, you're very important. Hashtag, I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal. You're my friend, I'm a big deal. Yeah, we're kinda important. For real. Oh yeah, I'm a big deal. And my friends are some big deals. Very, very, very important. For real. This has nothing to do with money or fame or vanity. This one is all about self-worth. So big up your chest and stand proud and don't matter about nobody. No man no more than a man on this earth. So whether you walk or you a drive car, or if you're white or black like tar, me feel good in yourself, you're a star. Push up on the one and tell all the haters I'm a big deal. You're my friend, I'm a big deal. I'm if you tell you, yeah, we're kinda important. Okay. For real. Oh yeah, I'm a big deal. Believe me, my friends are some big deals. Okay. Very, very, very important. For very. For real. It's like you have the Prime Minister, and then you have way. That are the order in a few country. Yes, that are the status of the hierarchy. Ask anybody about it. 4.0 at the great point average. And we never cheat or copy, forget it. You know you have your dreams and nobody can stop it. Just walk out, bust a blank and say I'm a big deal. Very big deal. Friend, I'm a big deal. Okay now. Yeah, we're kinda important. Very. For real. Oh yeah, I'm a big deal. My friends are some big deals. Very big deal. Very, very, very important. For real. This has nothing to do with money or fame or vanity. This one is all about self-worth. So big up your chest and stand proud and don't matter about nobody. No man no more than a man on this earth. So whether you walk or you a drive car, or if you're white or black like tar, me feel good in yourself, you're a star. Push up on the one and tell all the haters I'm a big deal. You're my friend, I'm a big deal. Yeah, we're kinda important. For real. Oh yeah, I'm a big deal. And my friends are some big deals. Very, very, very important. For real.
DJ Bravo, DJ Bravo, DJ Bravo, DJ Bravo. Champion, But